So we have talked a lot about the event. In 2015, there was an annotated sample state event put together for Reach for the Stars. It is still posted at the University of Texas, and even though that was on solar system and not Reach for the Stars, it still is good for an event supervisor to read down through the annotated section, which gives a detailed explanation of why those questions were written the way they are, and shows exactly from each section of that event description, they took something from here, they took this from here, they added it to this content here. A perfect example of how the thought processes that go into writing a Reach for the Stars event, even though that one is based upon the solar system. It's still the same process. We might come up with another one of these before long. I'm not sure. We have a lot of things in the queue right now. In 2013, it was Reach for the Stars. So the Reach for the Stars for 2013 is in the test packet for 2014 for sale on the National Science Olympiad website. I think this one is $16 because it's an older test packet now. But if you purchase that test packet, you would see a Reach for the Stars event from national competition. You would see what the images are that are used, the star charts and constellation charts that are used. You would see how the images are put together. The only thing that's going to be different here are the deep sky objects. It's a really good reference and resource for you to use. And here's another page from that same one, and look at the image sets. Exactly what you would expect for students to look at, to use to answer those questions. So the entire event with answer key is in that test packet for you. And of course, since this is the second year for Reach for the Stars in the rotation, we have the test packet available now for this year's competition in Menominee for Reach for the Stars 2016. So you can, for $18, purchase the test packet. Here is an example of one of the pages and one of the image sets. And here is a second one, another page from this year's competition with a different image set. And you can, for $18, because this is a brand new test packet, purchase this test packet that contains this astronomy event. You have the entire event, and you have the and you have the answer key. And again, this year's event, 2016, is identical to the 2017 event, except for those few changes for some of the constellations and deep sky objects. And for your $18, that isn't the only thing on that. 23 events from this year's competition are in that test packet. So you're purchasing 23 events in that test packet for $18. So we have the annotated 2015 event that's on the University of Texas website. You have the National Science Olympiad website that has a section for event supervisors, a section for directors, a section for teams. It has a list of all the resources that are available. It has the store where you can purchase the test packets. You can also purchase, if you do not have it already, the Astronomy Coaches Manual, because that also is perfect for the Reach for the Stars event too. The same kind of background information. And we are putting together some sample state events and some sample regional events that will be posted on the National Science Olympiad website in time for students to use. We're not going to do them right away. We're going to wait until teams have had some time to prepare, and then they can download these sample tests. And you can download them also as event supervisors. They're perfect for you to use because you could put together something very similar. And you can it's mostly for the teams to use after think they're fairly well prepared, to give them an idea of how well prepared they really are. And that will give them an assessment of where they are in their learning and tell them what they do know, and tell them maybe some areas in which they need to focus on for more information because they're not quite as good in that particular area. So those are all incredibly helpful resources, all specifically for coaches and teams and event supervisors. So those will be posted probably around March, April, probably no, it would be in March. Also, sometime the end of February, I have to look and see when the last invitational is. There are several invitationals now around the country, a lot of C Division ones for astronomy, and there are also some B Division ones for Reach for the Stars.